Hey everybody! Doing some tech testing, which is where I experiment with new stuff. Funny story, so I by mistake didn't change the name of this archive, the name of this stream before I went live, because I'm a scrub like that. But funny story is when I came in this morning to go into the office, the door to the streaming office was like closed, and I was like, "Uh-oh, is somebody still here?" But luckily, Adam was not still here streaming. I say luckily, mostly for him. Yeah. Anyway, what I am doing today is I am doing just a little bit of tech testing. This probably won't be a super long stream. I'm not going to actually be playing much video games or anything. This is mostly just testing a few new things that we're trying to get going, both coordination with Lurbot. So one of the new things we want to do is now Lurbot is going to be able to automatically pick up what show we're running, so we won't have to, the admins won't have to do the won't have to do like the override for what show's happening. So right now, so there's a little thing in this project that contacts Lurbot that says, hey, it's currently things on my stream, and Lurbot sets that up. So hopefully that will smooth things over a little bit. Also, there's a new version of XSplit. This is, as I've talked about before, we use the beta. We've been using the beta of XSplit for the last little while anyway. And even though it's the beta, it's still been actually really good. And we use the beta because there's a whole bunch of really cool features that they're like the next update to XSplit, like when they actually release this as a full update, it's pretty significant. They're definitely trying to totally revamp things and make it a lot better. So, so for instance, the fact that there's chat over there, and you know, I've talked about this before, but the chat over there is not actually a screen capture anymore. It's actually directly embedded into the website. So that's pretty cool. But that's not one of the new features. So there's an update to XSplit came out a couple days ago, or about a week ago now, and I've been experimenting with it. And one of the features, which I'm curious to see, I've been testing a little bit on my end using local recordings, but I'm not entirely sure how it will affect what you guys see, what with network latency and stuff. But one of the things it can do is it can delay. You can change the audio, so you can delay the audio in order to compensate for synchronization stuff. So in the past, we've experimented with different ways of trying to sync the, because our audio is coming through the board and the video is coming from the camera, and the board is being captured over USB and the camera is being captured over SDI through a PCI card. The processing time for the two kinds of connections is slightly different, and so the synchronization is a little bit off. It's not that bad, but it is kind of annoying. It's one of those things that is sort of okay, but it's just kind of annoying for me. So what's happening right now is I did some experimentation with doing local recordings, and I set the sound delay to what seemed to be working well in a local recording. So right now the sound is actually delayed by 200 milliseconds, so 0.2 seconds. And when I did a test in the local recording, that seemed to be pretty well synchronized. So I'm curious as to know whether it's more synchronized for you guys. Here, let me just do a quick clap test here. and see if that is more synchronized than you would otherwise than it has been in the past. Just so I guess let me know what you guys see. Obviously, depending on how you're actually viewing the stream, it may vary a little bit. But hopefully it will be more in sync than it has in the past. More in sync than it has been in the past. This is the one of the things I tried to do in the past is running the audio through the camera that would sort of maintain the synchronization better. But the problem is that running the audio through the camera sort of adds an extra level. It seems to add a little bit of noise to the channel, and the levels don't seem to be quite where we need them to be. So this is an alternative to that, and it might break down slightly. So I can change the delay. Sticks Abuser asks if I can change the delay dynamically, and that's true. I can. So I could change it up or down. But it's sort of fixed, right? Like it's not going to be changing depending on the network latency or anything like that. But theoretically, we should be sending a synchronized stream. But if you're not getting it synchronized on your end, that may just be the Twitch doing its thing. Now, a couple people asking about the Twitch notifier. That is another thing that I've been experimenting with. So one of the things, as I was talking about, the new version of XSplit can embed HTML directly into the presentation rather than capturing it, and that's really cool because doing the screen captures is really annoying because we got to make sure, whenever somebody went online, they got to not only make sure that their XSplit presentation is set up, but they also have to have like 2 or 3 different other windows set up all in the right spots so that XSplit captures it properly. So the HTML embed is a big improvement. However, it is still a beta. XSplit is still a beta, and one of the things that I'm thinking is probably a bug, and I'm actually going to report it to them, but what seems to be happening at the moment is Twitch notifier makes noise, like an HTML file within a presentation makes noise even if it's hidden, and even if it's on a different, even if it's on like a different scene. So the problem is in the standard XSplit presentations we're using right now, we've got this booth camera, and there's a scene for playing a PC game and playing a 3x4 PC game, playing widescreen console game, playing a 3x4 console game, playing a 3DS game. Those all have the Twitch notifier on them because you need that. And so when somebody subscribes, all of those Twitch notifiers go off at the same time, which means that we've been getting issues with having multiple little bling sounds happening at the same time, and because they're all like slightly out of sync with each other. So what I've done is I've actually changed the notifier slightly so that there's actually 2 notifiers now. There's one that plays the sound and one that so that all the Twitch notifiers look identical, but one plays the sound, one doesn't. And so I have the one that plays the sound on this page, actually, on this scene, the booth scene, and all the other ones don't play the sound. So theoretically, right now, if somebody subscribes, you'll hear the sound from this one, but the other ones won't make any noise. So that's what we want to do. Obviously, I'm pretty sure that's actually like a bug that will be fixed, and so when it gets fixed, I can rejigger that. But for the moment, I think this will be an improvement. It's hard to kind of test it unless somebody actually subscribes, because if I just hit like the test notifier thing, it doesn't actually send it to all the notifiers. It just tests it within one thing. So if someone wants to subscribe, we can test it. But Otherwise, we'll just see what happens over the course of the next week or so when people are actually properly playing. So with the synchronization thing I was talking about, so it sounds like, just looking at the chat and what you guys are saying, it sounds like the synchronization between the camera and the audio seems to be better than it was, which is excellent. But one of the things that I wanted to check is see whether that's going to put the actual, whether that's going to put game audio out of sync. So right now we're synchronized to the camera, but I'm concerned that the game audio is now going to be out of sync, because if those are coming in at slightly different times. So I've got just Shovel Knight up on the PC over here, and I'm going to switch over to that and just do a little bit of moving around in it to see if to make sure that the like gameplay audio is still going to be in sync as well, or at least as close to being in sync as we can get. So I'll just switch over to that now. Turn on the audio there. Sweet Shovel Knight music. And run around. So if I go attack, jump, as a side note, Shovel Knight is difficult with the keyboard. Trying to think if there's a better game for testing this out. Paul Tech Fixin, thank you for subscribing. You guys are great. So how did that sound? Paul Tech Fixin, thank you for subscribing. Boom, 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 boom. Ha! Only one noise. Yay! Da da ba da 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 ba da 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 da. All right, so that seems to be working. Seems to be, well, working to some extent, or seems to be working the way it's supposed to anyway. Again, possibly when we, possibly like the next time XSplit updates, we will try and I may have to change that around again because we'll have fixed that bug. I think what you guys are hearing is James has the stream up on the computer in the other room, and I'm surprised you guys can hear that, but wow. Oh, this is set up on a different thing. Here we go. Broforce! Let's just quickly try Broforce. I wonder what the keys are. I was playing this with the controller before. There we go. Oh man. This is actually kind of cool. We got, this is Rose McGowan's character from Planet Terror. We never really got to play her too much in the when we were actually playing this game on Monday. So this is actually kind of cool. Urgh. She has a gun for a leg. What's her special? Here, this might be easier. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright. I think if it's like slightly out of sync, it's probably better that the I think it might be preferable to have the games slightly out of sync. Alright. I think that's probably sufficient to test that synchronization there. I like that. Okay. That's actually way easier than the whole like convoluted running it through the camera thing. It's just a different... it's just a setting in XSplit to do it. So that's cool. What was the other thing I wanted to try? Oh! One of the other cool thing, oh, actually I can show you this. One of the other things that the new version of XSplit does, which we may use somewhat in, especially in Checkpoint, is that a new version of XSplit does. So XSplit has always been able to do transitions between scenes. So like for instance, I can go wee. We don't usually use those. But the new version of XSplit can also do this. You can have transitions based on actual individual items in the thing, which I don't know if that will become relevant, but I can go, woo! Wait, be really slow. Let's see how this works. So spoopy. So anyway, that's kind of cool. I don't know what we will be using that for, but anyway. Apparently Lurbot thinks I'm not playing any games right now, which is interesting. Wonder if that's weird, but anyway. So that's oh, and one of the other things that it can do, which is probably not that useful for you guys to see, because the whole point of it is that you're not seeing it. But if you look over here, you can see that there's nothing here. You know, there's no text or anything down here. If I can go over here, and one of the neat things in the new XSplit is that I can edit a scene that is not actually live. So you guys, you know, we can do things and then if I switch back to it, what? Look, it says "but" now, and you didn't see it go on. You didn't see it appear. It's magic. And now I can change it, and now it says something else. What? Now it says not but. So that's cool. Again, how we actually end up using that, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so instant the we'll be back. So like yeah, when we did the checkpoint just on Monday, we forgot to actually change it from the previous week when it said coming up next things on my stream. Now we can change it without you having to actually see us type in the new thing. So, you know, that's just a little bit nicer. So, I think that is all the stuff I wanted to test. There's a few other things that I want to do here, but they don't require testing, or online testing anyway. But, oh, the one thing, so we've got this thing that's telling Lurbot what show is currently running. And then when I go offline, which I'm going to do right now, but you will still see audio, you'll still hear audio, it should also send Lurbot a notification that the show is over. So for instance, when it says, "Thanks for watching," it should have just sent Lurbot a notification that there's no more show. Did it work? I don't know how fast Lurbot updates this stuff, but current show not set, so that's what we want. So then if I went to say, if I go to say booth, oops, if I go to booth, so now the show should be set to things on my stream. Did it? Did it? I'm so excited. The anticipation. Yay! Cool. Okay. Well, that's cool. So yeah, I think that's all the stuff I wanted to test. So thanks for joining me on this little test stream here. 142 of you, for some reason, are watching this. Yeah, so this is as with previous tech test stuff. I'm currently doing this in a testing project. So it'll probably take a little bit to kind of roll out these changes to everybody else's stream, everybody else's XSplit project. But it sounds like these are going to be good changes, and yeah, I will. I believe this afternoon, the next stream will be Kathleen Saves the World this afternoon. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Test my controller again. Lurbot. Yeah, Lurbot commands and responses do not show up on the on-stream chat. That's because we're not using the actual official Twitch chat over here. This is a chat that's being run by a really awesome guy. Our setup really cool guy called Knight is the name he develops under anyway. And he's made a lot of really, really useful, very powerful Twitch utilities. And one of which is this this chat system that is I think I forget what it's called, but it's basically it connects to the Twitch chat and forwards all the messages through, because the problem is the built-in Twitch chat doesn't actually work. At least at the moment, the built-in Twitch chat doesn't actually work in XSplit because the built-in Twitch chat requires some sort of Flash connection that XSplit doesn't support right now. But so one of the things that he that his thing apparently does is edits out any like exclamation point things, which is probably just for the best. It's interesting that it also edits out the actual Lurbot responses, which is I guess there's some way of doing that, but anyway, I don't think that's really a downside. I mean, the Lurbot and the responses is mostly for people who are currently in the chat. I don't know if that's actually that useful for other people. So anyway, yeah, so thanks a lot to Quarpth. I hope that's how I don't know how you pronounce your name. You have no vowels. I'm going to say it's Quarpth. Who is the current sort of representative for the for Lurbot, and of course Mr. Flip and Defrost, all those guys who are working on that in an awesome way and adding all sorts of fun functionality to that, which is the reason why we've got the everybody. I think almost all the streamers should have like the death and storm count on their overlays now. That's hooking up with Lurbot. So thanks a lot to those guys for that. And hopefully this this change with the notification thing, notifying of the show, will make it so that that the Lurbot stats can be even more accurate than they currently are. So we can measure all sorts of stupid things like number of yawns and number of whatever banana peels. I don't know what all gets measured. I think crows get measured. I think Diamonds get measured. Deaths obviously get measured. I don't know. You guys are crazy. I love it. All right. So I will talk to you guys later, and be sure to check out Kathleen's stream this afternoon. So, toodaloo.